session. Super excited to be here. This is my second try at sharing with you around these energies, this collective experience of the full moon and it being in Scorpio is super deep, super watery, super, super. Let me just see here. I'm going live in all the places. So you may have come across a video I tried to post yesterday, and I absolutely loved my outfit. I loved my position on my new luxurious bed. And hey, the internet was not cooperating with my version of a full moon ceremony. So I'm here redoing this connection because it's truly important for me to practice what I'm preaching, to eat my own medicine. And the things I've been working with my clients around this month is saying the thing, being in integrity, doing our own work, and not trying to teach on something that we ourselves wouldn't go first on. And I have been coaching my clients to be more aware and present around when they are not actually allowing themselves to be seen. And here I am, not having gone live in a very long time and not keeping up with my podcast, the Sovereign Money Podcast. And when I look back on how I've been able to create and sustain consistent client creation, consistent clients reaching out to me, being like, I love your message, I love your energy, how do I pay? Is because I allow myself to be seen consistently. And so consistency does not have to be something that we force ourselves into. And the fire horse season, Aries season, everything is about fire. And it is very easy to initiate when the energies are supporting initiation. But when you are living in a Scorpio full moon, the depth, water, loyalty, kind of like too cool for school energy, this is when you need to go deeper and dig deeper and discover what consistency really is. Because consistency, when someone is hitting you with a stick, I was telling my client today that my new trainer, calling her Latina Barbie, but her name is also Barbie, she was like, andale, arriba, abajo. And she's like poking us with sticks, and she is not letting us quit. And sometimes we really need that. But who you are being when someone isn't lighting a fire under your ass, who you are being when you're in the watery cave of the womb of creation, this is Scorpio full moon. And the full moon is illuminating where you have been reliant on other people's fire to flow into your own rhythm, to dig deep and become more intimate with the parts of you that you're trying to hide. So Scorpio energy is a lot to do with secrets and has the flavor of the dark shaman. The crone energy is coming through around Scorpio energy for me right now. And the howling and the cackling and the singing over the bones. And all of that from the outside looking in can be like, oh, well, this person's not consistent. This person's howling at the moon on a random Tuesday. This is not a random Tuesday. It's Venus Day, ladies and gentlemen. And it is a Scorpio full moon. And so I'm in my double pink for Venus Day, but a Scorpio, if you notice somebody with a lot of Scorpio energy, they may have the dark eyeliner, they may be dressed in black, they may be in their jaguar animal prints, because Scorpio energy is not afraid of the darkness. Scorpio energy can go deep, can be watery, can be emotional, while also being loyal. Loyal to yourself is where I want you to dig in this season. For the next 30 days, where can you completely and utterly obliterate any desire, any secret subconscious desire, because to self-abandon. And you may say, but Kristen, I don't desire to self-abandon. If you've ever read Existential Kink, which Scorpio full moon would be a great moment to pick up that book and create a 30-day ritual around it. But if you've ever read Existential Kink, then you know that having is evidence of wanting. Desire is wanting. And I believe that if you desire it, you were designed for it. And those are your conscious desires. So you have conscious desires like a certain amount of money every month, a certain kind of client coming to you being like, oh, I can't believe that you created this offer. It feels like you created it with me in mind. A certain ease and flow to your content creation. You desire to not have to over effort, to let this whole dang thing be easy. These are all your conscious desires. The Scorpio full moon is asking us to look at and let go of the subconscious wantings, the subconscious things that we keep creating in our lives. So you somewhere desire to abandon yourself. You desire to collapse. And think of it this way. When you collapse, when you quit halfway on your launch, when you quit halfway on writing your post, when you spend time scrolling and comparing yourself, when you get rejected by the hot barista that you've been flirting with for the last few weeks and finally decided to ask out. When you are experiencing these unsavory emotions, you are experiencing sensations. And when you say you want to be fully alive, then you are also saying that you want to experience the range of emotions that life is inevitably going to hand to you. Having is evidence of wanting. And if we really look at it, you know what it feels like to be rejected. And you like that feeling. How is it serving you to collapse halfway through your launch and quit halfway through your launch? It serves you because you don't have to say, I gave it my all and still failed. But what you're not realizing is that you have no idea what could happen because you're so used to collapsing, you're so used to almost finishing, you're so used to getting so close and then stopping, that you don't know what it's like to fully go all out. And with other things you might, but like my people have tried to launch a couple of times and then usually admit that they didn't give it their all. And when they didn't give it their all, they started to also, and they failed, even though it's like, if you, like subconsciously, your subconscious mind is going, okay, just half-ass this, because if you half-ass it, then you don't have to experience the next level problems that are available to you. You can stay in this soup of subconscious sensations that you're used to. And what did they say? Your subconscious will have you living in a familiar hell than going for something that is unfamiliar or feels mysterious. Now, Scorpio is all about a mystery. Scorpio is not afraid of the dark forest. Scorpio is not afraid to uncover something in the subconscious for fear that it will uh, take them out or have them needing to go into another healing cycle. The more you avoid what is living in your subconscious, you are actually run by it. And what Carl Jung says is that then you call it fate. And you're like, I'm just fated to this mediocre life, or I'm just fated to a certain amount of clients, or I'm just fated to this never ending. I get an initiation in a season of fire, and then as soon as Taurus season comes, as soon as Scorpio full moon hits, it's all too watery, it's all too deep, and we just uh, roll over and say, life, I must not be designed for the level that I'm comparing myself to. And you're comparing yourself and you're bringing up this pain, and that's okay. It's what you do with that pain that matters. It's what you do with that pain that matters. And if you can transmute the pain of comparison, the pain of not being there yet, then you won't stay in like just little bits of creating things that don't even inspire you anymore. And so it brings me back full circle to why I am here on the second try of this live stream, because I did it yesterday in the uncooperative Mexico internet. And I totally felt for a moment like, what a waste of time. And wow, it would have been so easy to stay in that low level thought of I'm wasting my time. And a lot of clients bring me this thought. They say clients waste their time. They say that person wasted their time. They say they wasted all this time launching something and now they don't even love their offer anymore, but they don't want to have wasted time. So they stay clinging to this outdated offer or message or life. And raise your hand if this is resonating. Raise your hand if this has ever been you. There's nothing to be ashamed of here. What all of this is telling us is that we don't feel safe in the depths. We don't feel safe with our own subconscious, but we got to get really, really familiar and intimate with our shadows so that they don't scare us anymore. Okay, you and everyone else has the shadow of quitting when they're almost close. And it might not seem like everyone has that because those who have done the work to unveil this shadow and to transmute it and to reprogram this pattern with support, and those who have hired mentors to see what you might not be able to see, what they might not be able to see. This is all something that might bring up fear in you. It might bring up fear in you to hire a mentor because you've been burned before. A lot of my clients say they've been burned before. And it's like, I am not scared of your shadows, your beliefs, your thoughts, or your sensations. This is a sensational life. And getting rejected, getting a no on a sales call, having someone tell you that your offer isn't right for them or that your content isn't right for them, having a troll say something about the thing that you fear the most that they would say, all of that is food to see what is still triggering us. Because when you are triggered, you get to allow that to come up, and hopefully with support, you get to allow it to come up and you get to clear it safely. Because having is evidence of wanting, and it does serve you. It serves a part of you to collapse and say, oh, I just couldn't. I something happened, this so and so did this to me. That happened in my life, and it did happen. And those seasons are tougher. than other seasons. And what are we going to do about it? Are we going to stay stuck in that story that so and so did what to us? Or are we going to get up, get in your best outfit, and try again? Am I going to stay in the story that the internet gods do not like me? No, I'm going to come to this session again because that's what someone does when they are loyal to themselves and they are not abandoning what they say they want. So, what you say you want is oftentimes higher than what your actions are reflecting that you want. If you were taking actions like someone who really wanted clients that handed them their credit card and said, wow, I saw your last post, I saw your last live, I came to your last online event, and everything you said resonated with me. I'm ready to work with you. How do I pay? If you wanted that, then you wouldn't be stifling yourself. But you're stifling yourself because you're subconscious and you're programmed to just take little baby steps. And steps are necessary. Steps are necessary. And someone who wants booty gains takes the 10,000 plus steps, makes sure they've taken steps on an angle, gets on the treadmill, hikes a mountain. And someone who is satisfied with the life that they have, that's amazing, but you wouldn't be watching this video, you wouldn't be around me if you were satisfied. You wouldn't be considering hiring a coach, you wouldn't be craving that next level, but maybe not knowing how to get there. You wouldn't be like really wanting to know what is holding you back. This is what's holding you back. Unfortunately, it is usually ourselves. And it is usually those moments that do require us to go deeper, to dig deeper, to not just need the fire of someone else's spark. And we all need that. I mean, I light a fire under my people's booties. I am an activator, I am an expander. They come into my calls no matter what level they're invested at. Every month in my low level school, in my accessible school, which is mostly DIY, we have a monthly call that lights a fire under those women. And I see them for the next days and weeks creating more, going live, keeping their word to themselves, no longer abandoning. And the women in my mastermind, they get me every dang week and every dang day. They get personalized support, my eyes on their message, but also my desire and my belief in them, my desire for their success, my belief in them when their belief wobbles. So that is the form of a coach. That is one reason why I exist as a teacher, as a coach, as a guide. Yes. And the invitation here on this Scorpio full moon, whether you stay lurking in my content or are considering joining me at one of the levels that I have available for you, the invitation here is to just notice where you are allowing habits, patterns, comparison, situationships slow you down. Where are you focused more on what happened to you and why it shouldn't have happened to you and what you could have done differently, and shaming yourself for not knowing what you know now? And where can you pull from 30 days from now, when we have a second full moon in May, 28 days from now, and we have a second full moon in May, a blue moon. Blue moon, I saw you standing alone. Got a dream in my heart, got a love of my own. This room has some really great resonance. So by the blue moon in May, the second full moon, will you have kept your word to yourself? And sometimes you do need someone by your side holding you accountable, that you can talk to you every day. At the mentorship level, my client talks to me every day. I love it. I love it. That's why my mentorship level is not peanuts. My students don't get to talk to me every day. Once a month sometimes is enough. But what is not going to serve your up level is doing the same thing in the same pattern, in the same swirl of nonsense thoughts and sensations, and not seeing how you can transmute those sensations, transmute those feelings. It's not all about release. It's not all about letting go. We can actually use these subconscious situations, these patterns that keep emerging in your life, and transmute that into fuel for our message, into stamina for our ability to create a rhythm. Things are going to happen. And you do want to pause. You do want to receive support. I'm not saying that the situationships that happen in your life, you should just get over. That's not what I tell my clients. I prescribed my client a very specific 1 month protocol just this morning when I noticed that this wasn't what she was bringing me, wasn't just something that had happened to her. It's a pattern that she's been stuck in for years. And I couldn't, in all good coach's faith, let her carry that around and letting her think that it's just her fate. No. What you desire that is higher than average is what we are going to focus on, because that desire, that seed that's been planted in your heart of not staying stuck, of being in a flow, of being in a rhythm in your creation, of knowing exactly how to get out of a situation that is unsavory and into and back into flow, how to remember yourself, how to get your spark back. So the byproduct of that is clients reaching out to you, going like, hey, how can I pay you, girl? The byproduct of that is higher than average revenue months. Renunciation. The byproduct of that is feeling yourself. The byproduct of that is feeling like anything is possible. And then the byproduct of that is more money, clients, easeful sales calls. You want to sell without feeling like a sellout? I'm your girl. So the Scorpio full moon energy, it might not be what you want to hear. It might not be the thing that you're looking for, because a lot of people are like, just give me the quick pill. But Scorpio is asking you to face something in yourself around why you continue to self-abandon. And it's not because what has happened to you. We do not have to figure out why in that way. We do not have to figure out why in that way. The why is because you have these subconscious programs running in the background. And when you work with me, we clear them without a lot of fuss in simple practices that don't require years of therapy to become the perfect nervous system regulated in all moments. You get quickly unregulated because the habits of behavior that you're engaging with are not for you in this level that you want to play at. And so it's illuminating. That pattern is being illuminated. The comparison, the being in your flow and then getting distracted by someone that doesn't even know your last name. The feeling like you know your message, but then not sharing it. And that's what I was being faced with when I had the opportunity to just say, okay, yesterday the internet didn't work. And the opportunity was to go, okay, it must not be, it must not be aligned. It must not be aligned. You create alignment. You create alignment. Think of it this way. When you're practicing yoga, you move in a way and you hold yourself in a way that creates the alignment in the body. You structure your bones on top of your bones and you reach through the crown of your head. Oh, I already look better. just from like thinking about my crown, reaching through the crown of my head. You may put your shoulders back. You move your body. You structure and create alignment. You don't wait for the stars to align. The stars are aligning. And what they're saying in this moment is the full moon in Scorpio wants you to go deep within and be honest with yourself around what pattern you are seeing in your life that keeps coming around just as you are on the edge. Just as you're on the edge of what it is that you say that you want. Because what you say that you want is battling with your subconscious programming. Let me repeat that. What you say that you want, your higher desires, the desire that is of God, the desire that is already done, the desire that your future self whispered to your heart and said, it's already done. The desire that lives in your highest timeline. If you desire it, you were designed for it. But the subconscious blocks, patterns, and the subconscious blocks and patterns, they are coming up right in that moment. They're coming up loud too, right in that moment when you're about to up level. The doubts come in stronger, the whisperings of the old version where you didn't even know what self-worth was. You have done way too much inner work to give up now and to say, okay, inner work doesn't matter. On the Scorpio full moon, it does. Now, I am not the kind of girl, I got double Virgo in my 10th house. So when it comes to my service to you and my career, I am a practical, down to earth, these are the steps kind of gal. And even when I share with you how you are going to reprogram your subconscious mind, there is a step-by-step process to this. It doesn't have to take a long time. It doesn't need years of therapy. It's a step-by-step process that I take all my clients through. So the subconscious programmings just are removed without emotional release work that can actually, in my opinion, be more taxing on the nervous system than what I advise to my clients. And yeah, there's step-by-steps there, and putting together your next era offering, which is what I am known for. Putting together your next era offering is a step-by-step process. And why I am really coaching my clients at a deep and intimate level is because when they take these steps, when they do something that they haven't done before, when I am in a session with them, extracting from them the message that is hiding in the depths of what they really want to say, in the voice that is blocked by years of being told that they can't and years of living their life for whoever, their ex-husband, their parents, their ex-cult leader, whoever it is. This is a process that will reflect to them, that will bring up and reflect to them, hey, where are you conditioned to now start comparing yourself? Because when you're comparing yourself, you don't have time to actually take the steps that are going to bring you to the next level. When you're sabotaging, when you're scrolling, looking at what everybody else is doing, you don't have time to take the steps that are going to get you to your next level. And so this week with my clients, we are focusing on all the times and all the ways they are sabotaging and self-abandoning. Self-abandoning. They get so close, and then they start to believe the same old thought that's been holding them back in different areas of their life. And one area could be, and one that has been reflected to me, is health and fitness. Look at my muscles. Instagram, look at this muscle. I am so proud of myself. I feel so good. I have missed my collarbones. But when we are holding on to the weight of other people's words, when we are holding on to the weight of other people's thoughts, when we are holding on to the weight of subconscious programming that is just conditioning, this is not our fault. But when we're holding on to all of that, it shows up in our physical presence. Because I didn't believe that I could work out as hard as I'm working out now. I had all these thoughts and excuses. A butt like that isn't for somebody in their 40s. This is not true. And find the places where it's not true. I see so many people with amazing bodies and amazing lives and so much money and clients that I would love to work with. I have clients that I would love to work with. This part I don't need an up level in. My clients are the absolute best, and I would love more of them. So feel free to come on in. And I just couldn't, like, I had this desire. I remember when I turned 40 2 years ago, two and a half years ago now. I remember when I turned 40, and I was like, I want to be the fittest I've ever been in my 40s. And this was a desire that I had. And it did take me 2 years of working out very mediocrely, slowly shedding the weight, and still holding on, even though I was working out 2 times a week, very harder than I ever had before. Still holding on because I didn't really feel that I was worth more. There was still subconscious programming. I was still sabotaging. I just had to slap it. My besties, I didn't actually do this, but with my words, we worked out so hard, and we've been working out so hard, like every day, super hard. Got a trainer that whacks us with sticks. I'm going. And I love her. Spank me on the ass. You can do it. She calls me a USA, which I'm like, oh Lord. She goes, Puerto Rico, down, and squats. And my last trainer that I was working out 2 times a week with prepared me for her. My friend looks at me, sweating. Nothing could prepare me for this. And yet she's still going. And yet, because we all have layers of self-worth, self-sabotage, and self-abandoning things that come up. Her and I, because we're pleasure ladies, like, I am going to work out and I'm going to have a little sweet treat. I am. We decided to share this gorgeous, like, pistachio treat together and split it, well made, like beautifully made by real Italians, okay? We split it. She goes and she orders another one. And I'm like, absolutely not. You can eat, you can have a protein, you can have an egg, you can have some tacos, but we're not getting another one. And she's like, no, I'll eat it myself. And no, you will not. And I told her, no, you will not. And I also told my client this morning, no, you will not compare yourself. If you're not muting the people that you said you're going to mute, then you are choosing to stay stuck. Because all it takes is to mute. All it takes is to say no to the second helping of dessert. But you don't have to say no to a little scrolly scroll. You don't have to say no to a little bit of dessert. I just do a little scrolly scroll. I do a little bit of dessert, but I'm not going to straight up sabotage the work anymore because I take my own medicine. And so all the work that I've been doing internally, because whenever I help people with their message, we start with the energetics, because messaging is always going to move through you. What is naturally moving through you, what is naturally coming out of your mouth, your natural habitual actions always reflect the deeper energy work that needs to be done. So energy work needed to be done for me to drop the 20 pounds. I lost 20 pounds in 2 years, slowly at first, and the last 10, it might be more now. Like, now I'm gaining because I'm gaining muscle. But the last bit of it, it was all energy work. It was all energy work. And it was the energy work that got me to the more classes and getting more just like a harder training, because I had met my edge with the trainers I was going to. It's just like, if you can now lift a heavier weight, you got to increase your weight, or you're going to stay stagnant. You're going to increase the actual weights that you can lift, or you're going to stay stagnant. So, but with energy work, it's not about doing more. It's about seeing the results in your life. So it's like, okay, we are doing energy work around all the times and all the ways. We are sabotaging the results and the creations and the offerings and the messages we have made. And so I have done deep work around my internal message. I help my clients first with deep work around the internal message. What is it that they are consciously believing about themselves? And then what is it that they are subconsciously believing about themselves? Then we go and put together their offers in a very strategic and practical way. And then this brings up a new layer of, oh, now that we're doing, it's like we get to see, are we going to let these habits sabotage our results? No. The true reprogramming comes when you are met with a habit and you say, oh my goodness, no, this is old programming. This is not serving my future self. And that's it. That's it. That's it. And oftentimes we need that bestie that's like, no, and is strict and is like, you're not going to have that dessert. If you are, then choose to know that you're sabotaging the results that you make. I'm not telling her not to eat. I'm telling her, let's go eat some protein. Let's go have some beans. Let's go have some eggs. Let's go have some cheese and yogurt. Yogurt and cheese have protein in it. But we are not going to have another sweet treat. No, we split one for a reason. You are not going to, and I am, as your coach, I am not going to let you sit there with the excuses of somebody has a better account than me. First of all, we need to look and find your own message within, because there is a strategy that I give where you actively compare. And if you can't handle comparing, why are their videos better than mine? Why are their videos better than mine? And you look, is it energy? Is it their hooks? Is it that they are working, mine are working out more, so I have more stamina? Is it because you love their outfits? What is that gap? Is it because they're not, using a phone from the 1980s? Like, this one's for me. I know I need to go and fix my newer phone. It broke. I need to fix my newer phone. I'm using last year's phone. All my videos are disgusting. I'm relying on my friend to film me because she has a better phone. And it's like the gap is my phone. The gap is sometimes the gap isn't even you, but your conditioning, your subconscious conscious conditioning is stopping you from going. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, Christina. Is stopping you from going and get the phone fixed. Go fix the phone. Get better videos. There is a gap. There's a gap. People who are creating $1 million businesses, they are not overthinking their content. They are going live every week. And I used to go live every week. You get to become somebody who loves themselves so much and loves the idea of their next era way more than collapsing into whatever it is and calling it rest. Like my clients do their videos from the bed. And they're like, I'm having a little restful moment and pulling up their cozy blankets and having their bed head. And you do it messy, do it sleepy, do it tired, do it with an outdated phone. My outdated phone didn't stop me from creating the videos. I just needed to do a little judging in the, not judging, but yes, judging. It's not, there's nothing wrong with being discerning. It's not always about trying to fix yourself all the time. It's like, fix your offer, fix your phone, fix your content, right? And the uncovering and transmuting of your subconscious programming is not about fixing you. It's not about fixing you, but collapsing and calling it rest, giving up and calling it, oh, I just don't want to hustle. I don't want to seem like I'm hustling. I don't want to be too much of my masculine. Ugh. Ugh. This is a flavor of, it's a flavor of smallness. It's a different one image that I brought up for my client is like, say you wanted a little sample at Costco, and then you're like, no, it's good, I want another one. You put on a mustache and a little hat, and you come and you get another. That's what your subconscious programming and habits and bologna sandwiches are doing. They're coming back around with a little mustache, and you're like calling it the next level, and you haven't even made it to the next level yet. No, because at the next level, you will have different problems. My clients that level up with me, they don't go and like, oh, I'm done with coaching. They now bring me their different level problems, and I love it. I love it. I love the problems at every level. I love the problems at every level. That's what I'm here for, to see what you are not able to see. But it's coming back around. It's coming back around, a little mustache. Okay, you started working out, girl. You look good. Now go fix your phone. Stop trying to fix yourself. Me working out isn't about fixing myself. It's about shedding the extra stuff, shedding the weight of years of other people's opinions, shedding that and shedding it in an easeful way so that I can show up to the trainings. It's not like the booty's going to create itself, but I wasn't showing up enough because I had all of these thoughts and I was calling it rest. I don't want to push myself too hard. No, you don't have energetic capacity to create like the people that you're comparing yourself to create, because when you compare yourself, you're thinking heinous thoughts about yourself. You're making up lies about how they got there. No, everybody got there by doing the things that only people that exit the cult of average do. And most people are actually quite satisfied. They say they want the next level, but they're not actually doing what it takes to get there because they think that it's going to require something that it's not. Releasing your subconscious programming is the first step. Resonating, cleaning up your energy is the first step. And it is as simple as sitting down and letting me guide you through it. Yeah? But the hard part is investing in yourself so that I can guide you through it, because I don't do this work for free. And neither should you. The hard part is charging your worth, especially when you say that you're worthy, you say money loves you, but then the subconscious programming is driving the show and you're calling it fate. You're saying that I can't create a weekly show. Yes, you can. Create it. How do you create it? You put it on your schedule every week. You show up in front of the camera. You let the doubts come up and you say, okay, that's fun. That's so last year. And you film yourself in your very own show. And then your clients say, oh, I've been watching the so-and-so show for this many hours, years, months. And they're like, I'm ready to work with you. How can I pay you? When I say that my work, it takes you from I love your energy to how do I pay, I also help your energy to feel clean and clear so that your clients can see you. The last thing I'll say in this lovely live stream is that visibility is not about reach. And on the Scorpio full moon, I'm asking you to reach down deep and see where you are letting these surface level thoughts, last year's doubts, stop you from actually going deeper and discovering what's there for fear that it'll be a never-ending well. Because it is a never-ending well. If you are complete, then you're complete with the earthly experience. You're done. You don't need a coach. If you don't need a coach, then you have everything that you want. Right? And do you have everything that you want? Do you have everything that you say that you want? Because having is evidence of wanting. So your subconscious mind is proving that you want to be destroyed by F-boys in multiple ways. But if it's becoming an energy leak, then let's seal those leaks. Let's transmute that energy into fuel. So even on a Scorpio watery full moon, you still have the flow. You still have the what you initiated now starts to sustain. What you initiated now starts to sustain. Ooh, puppies. All right, so anything else before we close? There was something I was moving into. I think you get it. I think you get it. Now, the next step for you, after you've dug deep, after you've pulled forth what is coming up for you now, what is blocking you, after you've faced it, now, if you want to clear it, message me. I am here at every level. If you want to do it yourself, DIY, and not be guided by me, that's okay. At every level, I have this practice of subconscious reprogramming and ways to be visible. Yes, we're talking about visibility. So visibility is not about reach out there. Visibility is allowing yourself to be seen before you have the amount of followers that you think you need to have before you can start doing this dang thing. Allowing yourself to be seen before you have the perfect body. Allowing yourself to go to the trainings before you have the perfect body. Allowing yourself to be seen. So you allowing yourself to be seen by me, and I see what you can't see, helps you to release what you really need to release, to transmute, to bring it up, to do these practices in a way that you've never done them before. Quick and easy, quick and dirty, so that you can move on to the things that you need to do, that you need to create, that you need to put forward, that you need to bring forward. And no matter what, if there is a cloud, and you're not giving folks the ability and the honor of seeing the real you, seeing what you authentically want to say, and you're just saying whatever ChatGPT tells you to say, or you're just saying whatever your coach says, or you're just saying whatever you used to say. But the real you now, after your up levels, after the things that you have moved into, the depths of which you have gone, allowing yourself to be seen as woo, allowing yourself to be seen as wise, allowing yourself to be seen in a way you haven't allowed yourself to be seen before. That's visibility. That's visibility. Right now, your clients can't see you even though you're creating viral trends. Right now, your clients can't see you even though you're pushing through and creating one more reel. Okay? So if you truly want to be visible to high-paying clients, holler at your girl. This has been so lovely to sit with you in my Venus Libra attire on this Scorpio full freaking moon and share my perception and perspectives on why you aren't getting what you say that you want. And I really want to support you in a loving, sometimes strict way, but it all comes from love. Sometimes we just got to hear no. Sometimes we just got to have your coach say you're not allowed. You're not allowed to compare yourself. So I'm going to give you the protocol that I gave my client, minus the energy work, because we do that together. I want to do that safely with you. I want to know what is really coming up for you. And yes, the protocol for her is muting, and the protocol for you is muting the people that you are creating stories around how they got there. Muting why it's so much easier for them, muting that thought, but also muting those people. You're not allowed to compare. That's the standard. You're not allowed. I am not allowed to mess around with F-boys. I'm not allowed. I don't allow myself. I've lowered my standards too many times and didn't feel good about it. I'm not allowed. You're not allowed to compare yourself. You're not allowed to lower your standards just this one time. You're not allowed to overstuff yourself and overstuff your offers. You're not allowed. How does that feel? How does that feel? Because you can certainly do whatever it is that you want, and you're going to create from that place. If what you want is to sabotage yourself, because you unconsciously do, because having is evidence of wanting, and you're unconsciously sabotaging yourself. I mean, when my older client that's been with me a little bit longer got this, she had 18 signups for her conversion event. She got on 3 sales calls where before she didn't know how to host sales calls and how to get them. And she is on her way to, she's positioned and on her way to consistent 10K months when all she desired was 6K months. But after looking at her offer and raising the price of her offer, which started from the energetics of letting go of what we think we're able to do, writing our own permission slips, becoming someone who is worthy of the message that is moving through them. She is positioned now for 10K consistent months and knows exactly how to create them. Stay tuned for when she gets that result, because I will be interviewing her and it'll be beautiful. And I may interview her on the way, because the process is the point. Okay? She feels better. She's like, I wouldn't have even held this kind of event 3 months ago. The process is the point. Who you become on your way to your dream body, who you become on your way to your dream life, who you become on your way to your dream business is the point. And I am here to make that point with you now, and then to see you on the other side of the self-sabotaging rut that you've gotten yourself in, and guide you to never self-abandon again. And I can't wait to see what we create. Bye.